everybody, it's Emily at ARC Schooling, and it's time to pick out what I'm going to be reading in the month of September. So all this year I've been using my TBR jar to help me make sure I read my shelves. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I have a lot of reading plans already this month. Isn't that the story of my life? So many reading plans. But I still wanted to try and see if I could squeeze something else in. So, I really hope though, it's spooky season. I'm really hoping to pull the Nightworms card. That would make this month so much easier. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I'm just mixing her up. So I always pick two because that gives me options. Alright, so here are my two cards. Let's see what we've got. Okay, this first card I pulled is Revolution. So that's going to be a lot of historicals and things to do with revolutions. My next, well, I kind of have to go with this one. So I drew the Build Your Library Reading Prompts card. I only have 4 prompts left. So actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's finish the reading challenge this month, shall we? Because I legit really needed to do that. And this is going to be the thing that pushes it. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull my TBR, and I will be back in a moment to share what I'll be reading this month. Okay guys, here I am with always the overly ambitious TBR. Let's just talk about all the things I'm going to be reading in September. First up is our book club selection. The ARG Book Club is reading Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes in the month of September. I am really excited for this one. I love a good mythology retelling. I loved A Thousand Ships, which was her retelling of the Trojan War from the perspective of the women involved. This one is a Medusa retelling, and I cannot wait. I hope this is as good as I think it's going to be. We're going to be reading this all month long, and if you want to join in, I have a Discord. Let me know in the comments if you need a link. I will be happy to send that to you. That's where we talk about the book in real time as we're reading. And I will host a live show here on my channel the first Saturday in October. So join me to read Stone Blind in September. Okay, so my challenge card that I've already lost, but the challenge card that I pulled to read this month from my TBR jar was to finish up my Build Your Library Reading Challenge. It was very serendipitous, honestly, to pull that because I keep saying I need to read these last several books so I can complete, and I just keep pushing them back. So I only have 4 prompts left, guys. This is perfect timing to pull this. So the books that I have left, I need to read a book about a scientific breakthrough. So I have The Woman with the Cure. This is by Lynn Cullen, and it is about the polio vaccine in the 1950s. So this is a book that I pre-ordered at the beginning of the year, and I've just been waiting to have a minute to read it. So I'm looking forward to that. I need to read a book that is Cli-Fi. So I'll be reading Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. This is a book that I have had on my TBR for years. And I've meant to read it many times. I just never got around to it. So finally, this is finally happening. I'm excited and a little scared because I've heard this is harrowing, but I feel like it's a book I should have read already. So I'm really excited to finally have a chance to pick it up. I need a book with an element in the title, and I knew I was going to get stuck on this one, but I realized I do in fact have several options. So I decided to choose Gold Mountain by Betty G. Yee. This is a story about Chinese immigrants in America during the gold rush. And that's really all I know. But I've been wanting to pick this up. I think this came out this year, or is it last year? When was this out? Yeah, this is a new release from 2022. So that's how long I've been waiting to pick it up. So I really need to make that happen. And then the last prompt I need to complete is a book about a natural disaster. So I'm going to be reading The Dead and the Gone. This is by Susan Beth Pfeffer. This is the second book in her Life as We Knew It series, which is a story about this event where the moon gets hit by an asteroid and gets pushed too close to Earth, and it wreaks havoc on the planet. And you're following different perspectives in each book. The first book is Life as We Knew It, where we're following a girl who I think she was like 15 years old, and her experiences living in the suburbs. Like, what was that like to live through all this traumatic stuff? And I believe this book is set in the city. I don't know if it's New York City. I'm not really sure, but I remember thinking the whole time I read Life as We Knew It, like, I wonder what this looks like in a city. So I'm gonna find out. So those are the books I'll be reading for my challenge this month. But wait, there's more. It's spooky season, so I have some spooky books. This morning I had to go to the library to pick up some things. One of my holds was in, and I decided to go ahead and pick up some other stuff while I was there. The hold was Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. I cannot believe I'm actually going to read a book by Chuck Tingle. Who knew? But I've heard really good things. This is his first traditionally published book, and it is about the horrors of a gay conversion camp. And it's supposed to be really great. I've had a couple people that I trust read it and say that they really loved it. So I feel like it's the time to finally pick up a Chuck Tingle. So I'm going to be reading this. Like, probably the very next book I read is going to be that. I picked up Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay. I do own a few of his books that I haven't read yet, but like, I really want to read this one. I'm in the mood for this type of story. I'm going to be reading some apocalyptic sci-fi fiction this month as part of my reading Sadie Hartman's recommendations that I read in 101 horror novels to read before you are murdered. I'll be reading Survivor Song. This is an apocalyptic story set in Massachusetts. It's a pandemic kind of a thing, and I don't really know more than that. I just know it's a survivor story. And then the other book I grabbed at the library was Zone 1 by Colson Whitehead, which I'm a little bit intimidated. I've never read a Colson Whitehead, which I'm embarrassed that I've never read a Colson Whitehead because I own, I think, 2 of his other books, but I didn't have this one, so I went ahead and picked it up. And this is, again, a end of the world apocalypse kind of a story that has to do with a plague. That's all I know. So I'm gonna try to make that happen this month. But wait, there's more. I also have some things I'm reading for work. A lot of stuff I'm not going to show you because I don't really know exactly where it's going to go. I grabbed a huge stack of picture books while I was at the library for a project I'm working on. I also want to get some lit bites done, so I'm going to be reading A Sky Full of Song by Susan Lynn Meyer. I meant to get to this in August, and it just did not happen. But this is a story set in the Midwest, in the North Dakota Territory in 1905, and we're following a Jewish family, which is a perspective I've never read before in that setting. So I'm really excited about it. This author even reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review this and was going to send me a copy. And I was like, I would love to review it. I already own a copy because this was on my radar. I'm excited about it. So that's definitely going to happen this month. I also really want to get to Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly. This is a book about a 12-year-old girl who is born deaf, and she discovers this whale, and I don't really know more than that. Like, I know it has to do with her struggling at school with like the fact that all the hearing students can't really communicate well with her, and they learn about this whale and how it communicates, and it has something to do with that. So looking forward to that. I also have Afrotistic. This is by Kayla Allen Omiza. This is another one that is in my Lit Bite stack. And I don't know a ton. I know this is about a autistic black girl who is trying to find a way to fit in and build relationships. And she starts a club at school for other kids who are like her. So that's all I know, but it sounds like it's going to be a good book. I also have 2 arcs physical arcs that I really need to get to. Out in September, on the 19th, I have This Indian Kid by Eddie Chocolate, and this is a middle grade memoir, so you know right away I'm excited. So it's a middle grade memoir about his experiences growing up, Creek and Cherokee. So I'm looking forward to that. I also have one of my most anticipated books of the entire year, honestly from last year too, because this was supposed to come out in 2022 and it got pushed back. So I've had this pre-ordered since like, I don't even know, the beginning of 2022. It's ridiculous. But I have the ARC in my hands and I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Jenny Naughton, for sending me this and this. She's amazing. If you don't know about Bookish Society, you should go check that out. She hosts book clubs and stuff, and it's really great. I love what she does. But she was kind enough to send me some physical ARCs because she knew that I was excited about this one, and she happened to have an extra copy. This is Courage to Dream, Tales of Hope in the Holocaust by Neal Shusterman. You guys know how much I adore Neal Shusterman, and when I found out he was writing a graphic novel about the Holocaust, I almost cried. I'm like, please God, let this be good. I need this to be amazing. So I'm hopeful. I don't know what the finished copy is going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be in color, but ARCs are generally in black and white when you get graphic novels. I don't really know a lot about this besides that this is sort of almost a portal fiction kind of a story, because I think it has to do with people who are in the Holocaust, like finding ways to find hope and like windows into hope and that sort of thing. So I don't really know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and trust him. I know he's Jewish, so that helps. but I'm hoping this is gonna be what I want it to be, because it's like he wrote a book for me, basically. So please let it be good. So that's what I have planned for this month. Again, 13 books. Like, I think that's my typical number. So here's all the things that I have planned to read this month in September. There's more that I'm not showing you for reasons, but it's fine. I can do it. I'm gonna make it all happen somehow. We'll see what happens. So let me know what you have planned to read in the month of September. Is there anything that you're especially excited about? Is there anything I've shown you in this stack that you're like, Emily, you have to read that first? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.